Oh, it's unboxing time. Woo! Hey everybody, it's Jimmy from 1015 Studios, and today we have the DJI FPV combo, right? That DJI just unleashed on us. Unleashed on the drone public, right? It's kind of been, not kind of, this has been very much leaked everywhere. So, and every YouTuber right now has a joke about, have you seen this? I don't know, have you seen this yet? Have you? It's funny. Every single person is so. I know you've seen it, but have you felt it? That's a different thing. As soon as I saw it, I was like, you know what? I think I'm interested in that, because one of the things I always wanted to do with flying is that I've been flying drones for a long time, but getting that immersive feeling, right? When you're coming over a mountaintop and diving down and chasing a car and doing these really adrenaline feeling, you know, emotion pumping motions that you simply just can't do with a regular, like a Mavic or a camera drone, because face it, it's really about a camera that can fly, as opposed to FPV is actually about the flying experience, right? So I always kind of wanted to do it. However, I was kind of scared because there's so much to figure out in terms of building it, getting the frame and the wiring, because pretty much if you do FPV, it's all DIY stuff, right? Watching other people, and there are a couple companies that do it. However, you know, they're not as streamlined. And of course, this is the first time that I delved into FPV or even wanted to. And because it's all there, it's everything. I don't need to figure out goggles. I don't need to figure out the controller. I don't need to figure out soldering. And some of the people out there are going to be like saying like, oh, well, why don't you take time to learn FPV? You know, people kind of forget that drones actually started out like camera drones, like the Phantoms and before they came out with the Phantom 2, 3, and 4 that we know, and of course the Mavic line now, is that all drones before were DIY stuff. People were making it and figuring out stuff, but now nobody does it anymore, right? Because DJI and other companies have become so good at it. You guys ever seen the movie Pulp Fiction? Right, where John Travolta's character opens it and he's kind of... So the package comes with the goggles, the V2 ones. The difference between these ones and the V1s that DJI already released is that these have a higher refresh rate. Besides that, they are the same. Now, the cool thing is that if you are a previous customer of DJI and you already bought the goggles, you don't have to buy the entire package, right? So the package here includes the goggles, the actual drone itself here, which is this is a beefy boy right here. It's a big boy. Oh man, this looks so dope though. I know some people were hating on it, saying it was fat and everything like that. I was like, dude, seriously, look how sleek and streamlined this is. Jason, get over here for a second. Get over here! All right, okay. So you see how streamlined this is? This thing is, it's good, right? It just has all these lines, no exposed wires, right? I know people complain about, oh, the arms are plastic, everything like that. But every time I look at a drone that I see, obviously I see a lot of people that do an FPV, and they're all, you know, wires everywhere, Velcro straps, GoPro here, and things like that. And you can tell it's made in somebody's garage, which, I mean, I'm not discounting it or saying it's a negative thing, but you can clearly tell it's just put together, whereas this one is a refined product, right? And you can just see the quality. It looks good, you know. Can it withstand a crash? I don't know, right? But aesthetically, from right off the bat, it looks really nice, right? And probably one of the most attractive FPV quads that I've seen that I like, you know what, that looks really dope. Anyway, so this drone also has a gimbal as well, right? But it's a single axis gimbal, which only allows it to tilt. So when the drone is flying at a normal rate, it stays like this. But when it starts flying at a higher rate, in FPV, it tilts more, so the camera has to tilt upwards in order to be able to see horizon, right? So this can do that, which is unique from any other drone FPV. Normally in other FPV drones, what they have is a GoPro, and it's there and it's fixed. So if they start to go faster, it starts to port downwards towards the ground. So in order to compensate, what they do is land it, put an Allen wrench, turn it back up, and then get it to where the angle they want. This you can all do on the fly through the controller. Pull out the plug here, and if I'm correct, you pull it, and this is the battery cell, right? And it's good. It's got a lot of heft. This whole design is very reminiscent of the DJI Inspire series. So those of you that play, it's like the DJI's flagship drone for high-end cinema. The coloring, even the battery looks like a mini Inspire battery, right? And then of course DJI is always having the smart batteries here. So if you come here closer, Jason, you can see they have the light here. It's dead, so forget it. Never mind. But normally you would have these 4 lights right here which indicate power levels, right? So you don't have to guess. That's a different thing from the FPV world. Their batteries are not smart batteries, so you have to be careful about charging them because they could explode and light your house on fire. And I've never worried about that with a DJI battery. So on the camera itself, I don't know if you can see that right here. It says 4K 60p. So that's what the resolution and the frame rate of shooting that's able to. What is different about this drone compared to any other drone in terms of a quad or the FPV is that most of them don't have some sort of object avoidance, right? So if you notice right here in the front, there are 2 sensors in the front that can protect against avoidance when it's in certain modes. When you're on full manual mode, these aren't on, by the way. But when you're on I believe the first mode, which makes it act almost like a Mavic in a sense, this will protect it. And also it has sensors on the bottom to protect it against collisions from the bottom, the ground. Okay, so very cool, right? I really like the look of this, right? And the batteries actually serve as a landing gear too, which is interesting. So you have these 2 struts in the front and the battery together. So when it tilts down just like that. Okay, all right, anyway, moving on from the drone, these are the things I noticed. Okay, so you move into the box, you go inside, deeper in the box, going deep dish, okay? What good is a drone though without a controller? And here we go. Here is the DJI FPV controller here. And, okay, propellers, and more propellers. All right, you're probably gonna need a bunch of these. If you crash, you're gonna need them. AC battery for the goggles, because these require a different power source to power it. And lastly is I see here, the top shell. So you can actually change out the shell. I've seen some have like a neon green, I believe, to the shell to replace it. I'm pretty sure third parties in DJI are going to have different shells for the top and for aesthetic reasons, but also I believe that if this becomes more popular and more people start to use this drone for actual racing or flying, that they might want to have a different color in order to differentiate. All right, so here we have the controller. It's very gamepad style-ish. You have the sticks here that don't have the sticks, you have to screw them in. Which is kind of cool. They sit in the controller, which is a kind of a staple that DJI always does. They always have their controllers with the sticks embedded into the controller, so you don't have to go finding it. Now DJI does sell accessory bundle. I think it's the FPV combo kit or accessory kit where you would get the additional batteries, and that's something you really want to get into because from what I hear, I haven't tested it. I haven't even flown this yet. You only get about 20 minutes of flight time, so additional batteries is something that probably be worth getting. In order of the smallest, which is the Mavic Mini, this is the Mini 2, capable of 4K 30, and with the OcuSync 2.0, right? Here's the newest add to the DJI drone family, which is the FPV, right? And this is, I believe it's OcuSync 3.0, right? Which almost like 5+ miles, which is insane. That's an advantage, another advantage that other FPV pilots are not gonna have. That transmission, that digital transmission is just unsurpassed amongst other FPV drones out there. And then lastly, we have the tried and true, it's crazy how this is like the flagship of DJI drones now, right? This used to be like the smallest of all the drones, and the Phantom was like the thing. And so now this is the Mavic 2 Zoom. So you can see the size comparison. This used to be considered small, by the way. And if you made it this far of watching this video, then I have an announcement that's going to coming up that we do have a giveaway coming real soon, right? Imminent. So within the next week or two, you expect to see a video, and it will be something that you guys will appreciate. It's not going to be a shirt or something like that or anything. Even though those are cool, right? I have some Tesla stuff that I'm looking to give away as well. But this will be something that the subscribers out there are going to really be excited for, right? And also for creators who are subscribed to this channel. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well, and I'm hoping that your 2021 is better than your 2020. Thank God all my family's been well, and I hope yours is doing well as well. So, this is Jimmy from 10PT Studios. Take care, and God bless you.